Has Vince McMahon really sold WWE to Saudi Arabia? And will Mercedes Moné make her AEW debut tonight? But first, let's get to the quickfire headlines, as an AEW star has posted a cryptic tweet, potentially teasing an exit from the company. Andrade El Idolo would take to Twitter last night to share a photo of a gym bag containing his wrestling gear with a caption that simply read, "Bye." Andrade hasn't been seen on AEW television since the All Out 2022 pay-per-view, with him since being suspended due to a backstage altercation with Sammy Guevara, with him later undergoing surgery to heal a torn pectoral muscle, which extended his absence from the company. Last night, news would break that Stephanie McMahon had resigned from her position as co-CEO and chairwoman of WWE, this following the news that Vince McMahon had been elected as chairman once again. According to John Alba, the news of Stephanie's departure hasn't gone down well backstage, with him taking to Twitter to say, "I've had several wrestlers in the last 10 minutes across multiple companies reach out, expressing their dismay at the Stephanie McMahon resignation news. General consensus from them is that it's bad news for the workers." Stephanie's departure would also raise questions on the future of her husband, Triple H, who is currently in charge of the creative process in the company. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful would confirm that as it stands, Hunter will remain in his current role despite the return of Vince McMahon as chairman, and he would note, "It was reiterated to me that Triple H is still Chief Content Officer, heading up talent and live events despite Stephanie McMahon resigning." Now let's go back to the backstage worries, as one WWE superstar that looks to be concerned with the return of Vince McMahon is Bray Wyatt, who reportedly butted heads with the chairman during his last run with the company. This led to Wyatt's release despite him being a big merchandise seller. A Bray Wyatt fan would tweet their own concerns and said, "Dear Bray Wyatt, I know that you're not that man anymore, but turns out I do have fear, Bray. I have fear of losing you again from the WWE. That's my fear." Wyatt has since not only seen this tweet, but he's also publicly liked it, perhaps a sign that he's remaining cautious following the recent news. Former IWGP Heavyweight Champion Hiroshi Tanahashi would recently reveal that New Japan Pro Wrestling's United States-based brand Strong was set to come to an end, with overseas tournaments returning in a different form. NJPW President Takami Obari has since confirmed that the brand will be rebuilt, with him tweeting, "NJPW Strong will be rebuilt to adapt external and internal environment. We started it when the strict lockdown was forced, so we focused obviously on continuity. Fortunately, Fan and we are about to overcome the pandemic. We should now focus on quality rather than quantity." And speaking of New Japan Strong, former Young Lions Cup winner Carl Fredericks would recently become a free agent, this following his recent decision to let his contract expire, with his next move seemingly now confirmed. According to PW Insider, Fredericks has now been signed by WWE and is set to report to the Performance Center as a member of the NXT roster. He was spotted at the PC back in September, a month after his New Japan contract came to an end, with him now officially signing with the company. Following the hiring of third-generation promoter Jeff Jarrett as Director of Business Development of All Elite Wrestling, reports emerged that the company was planning on introducing house shows or live events, providing the wrestlers with more opportunities to step inside a wrestling ring. Speaking on the In the Zone podcast this week, AEW President Tony Khan confirmed that this is the case and said, "That's something we're talking about. We have a great live events team. It's something we've talked a lot about, and building out the live event business. There is definitely a lot of demand for AEW live events, and now we have this great big strong roster that wants to do these live events, so it's something we're going to do." Next up, has Vince McMahon really sold WWE to Saudi Arabia? Last night, Twitter would be filled by multiple wrestling journalists vaguely hinting at some major news that was set to break, with it then being revealed that WWE had sold to the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia. Whilst there were definitive reports from Bodyslam.net's Cassidy Haynes, as well as DAZN's Stephen Mulhausen, that the deal was official, it would later become clear that this is actually not the case. One of the individuals to throw doubt on the claims was Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, who would clarify what the rumours were before noting that nothing is confirmed, and Sapp would say, Hey guys, one of the hot rumors is that Saudi buyers are interested in WWE. I've gained no actual information thus far to indicate this is actually happening, outside of a few vague hinting messages from people outside WWE. WWE contacts claim to not know what the hints were about. More on the hot Saudi rumor that the WWE sale is done, they'll go private. I haven't confirmed any of this at all. But hey, you guys want to know what all of the dark Twitter tweets are about? Again, nobody in WWE has confirmed this. Some have even said they don't believe it. This sentiment has also been echoed by BT Sports' Ariel Helwani, who would note that the deal is not yet complete, and he would say, contrary to reports stating otherwise last night, there is no deal in place at this precise moment for WWE to be sold to Saudi Arabia's public investment fund or any entity, sources say. The organisation is still exploring all options, I'm told, developing. Helwani would point out that Stephen Mulhausen's initial tweet stating that the deal was done has since been deleted, a sign that he may have spoken too soon. As we noted in the video earlier today, Bodyslam.net's Cassidy Haynes, who also reported the news via his sources, would later backtrack and say that the deal isn't 100% complete, with there still being legalities to go through due to the company being publicly traded. That said, he would note that a deal has been agreed to in principle. WrestleVotes would further confirm that nothing is official and would say, I get asked all the time, how come you don't tweet anymore? Last night answered that. Unless the information I'm hearing is solid to the core, we stay quiet. I wish that was the rest of wrestling Twitter sometimes. It appears that all of the journalists with inside sources were hearing the same rumors, with some jumping the gun, whether that be through trusting the wrong insider or the hopes that they would be the first to get the story out knowing that somebody else had it too. The story is likely to dominate the headlines in the coming days, weeks, or maybe even months, depending on how long the process takes. But if Ariel Helwani is to be believed, there is no deal for WWE to be sold to anyone as it stands, with the company still exploring their options. And before we continue, if you're enjoying the video, why not drop a like down below, as it helps me out a lot. And be sure to subscribe to Wrestle Planet with notifications turned on so you don't miss the latest news from all around the pro wrestling world, and join us on the road to 50,000 subscribers. And next, will Mercedes Moné make her AEW debut tonight? Tonight, AEW Dynamite returns to the Los Angeles Forum, with many predicting a surprise or two. The rumors have been rampant of a Sasha Banks, now Mercedes Moné AEW debut, ever since Saraya revealed that she was seeking a mystery partner for her tag match against AEW Women's World Champion Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker. Whilst Toni Storm has been announced as the partner, many are expecting a swerve, which will see her laid out ahead of the match. The biggest clue so far that Mercedes will be on the show from AEW themselves was Britt Baker's promo last week, where she called herself The Boss, Moné's old WWE nickname, which was accompanied by a wink to the camera. Speaking on the She 45 show this week, Saraya was asked about a potential appearance from Moné, something she couldn't confirm nor deny, and she would say, I don't know, even Meech, my manager, is constantly asking me, and I'm like, I have no idea. And I asked Tony Khan, I'm like, what's the deal? I would love to do a story with Mercedes in AEW because I'm there. Tony has a great relationship with New Japan and he loves New Japan, but Sasha, I texted her the other day just to be like, congratulations, and she said that she's happy. I'm not starting any rumors with her. We have a built-in storyline because, you know, unfortunately it was me and her in the ring when my career was ended, so when I got cleared, she was one of the first people I texted to be like, guess what, you don't have to feel bad anymore. It's worth noting that Saraya was laughing throughout the interview, and if Mercedes is going to show up, she almost definitely knows about it, considering Moné was one of the first people she called when she was cleared to wrestle, a sign of how close they are outside of the ring. Either way, we're just hours away from finding out. But do you think we'll get a boss-like swerve tonight on AEW Dynamite? Let me know in the comments down below. And before you go, make sure you check out the 10 hottest free agents in wrestling today.